What's up, party people? I just had a piece of chocolate. I have my orange pineapple seltzer, and I just walked my dog, so I'm ready to show you my favorite basic case, other than the threaded insert, which is how to embed magnets into your case in order to put our two parts together, the top and the bottom. Now I just put my microphone on my collar, so maybe you hear me a little bit better now. We'll see. Well, let's get going. Now I'm going to close this tab. Basically, in this example, we're going to make it so that we're not using physical hardware or glue or pegs to snap your case together. We're going to make it so that while we 3D print, we could actually insert some magnets into your print so the top and the bottom snap together when they get close to each other. And it makes a very nice click when they snap, like so. Basically, I've created a duplicate copy of our basic enclosure 1, renamed it magnets. Let's get going. So in order to get started with this, we need to actually hop back into our enclosure guide here, and we are going to, again, give ourselves some real estate to work with in our design. Enclosure guide, hop into the top view, and I'm going to change our outer offset from 2 to 9 millimeters. Now again, we have a gap here we don't really like, so I'm going to go ahead and give us a new dimension here, and I'm going to change it from 8 to 2. And I'm going to delete that, and now we have something we can work with. If I click this and I go ahead and hop into our full view here, we just want to double check and make sure our cap is still there. The cap, what we actually want to do for this design, instead of it being a 1 millimeter extrusion, I'm just going to rename this to top/cap. We are going to edit it, and it's going to be, I think 4. It's either 4 or 4.5. I think we're going to get away with 4, though. Obviously, it's a little bit thicker. The reason it's a little bit thicker, we need to actually be able to get some magnets in there, both in the top of the case and in the bottom. Once we have these two things set up and ready to go, we can begin the next step. Now, the next step here is for us to turn off our enclosure cap, and I'm actually going to use the plane tool. Now, if I use the plane tool, I can click on the top of my case here, and we want it to be offset. We're going to flip it, and we're going to flip it to be, and I just need to look at my notes, we are going to make it 1 millimeter down. Yes, 1 millimeter, excuse me, sorry. Once we do this, we're just going to keep it named plane 1 for right now. And we're actually going to make a sketch on plane 1. And this sketch needs to have some circles on it to represent our good old magnets. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use project to project our case. And I am going to pop a circle, like right about here. I'm going to dimension this circle so that it's a little bit bigger than our actual magnet. In order to make it a little bit bigger than our actual magnet, we need to make it about 6.25 millimeters, 6.25. We make it 6.25, we're good to go there. We then need to position it. So I'm going to make this, let's say 4 for right now, and I'm going to make this also 4 up here. And let's clean up where that dimension is. I'm not really happy with that location. Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to work with it. We could also make it like 4.25. That might get a little close down here, so let's leave this one at 4, and that one also can work there. Once we have that, we can create some construction lines, and I'm going to create a construction line from top to bottom here, and I'm going to create another construction line from side to side here. And again, I'm using the midpoints as I've done previously. That looks not right, but let's check. Is that horizontal? Yeah, that's fine. And we can mirror things from side to side. So mirroring there to there, and once we mirror that, mirror things from top to bottom. So select the line first, then mirror. So we've basically positioned where our magnets are going to be in our design. They're on this plane that's kind of inset into our design a bit. What we need to do next, we go bottom magnets for our good old renaming of our sketch here. We can do an extrude, and actually what we may need to do is turn off, do an extrude remove of these circles. I'm going to flip the direction of these circles, and I'm going to change the depth to 2.75. We want it to be an extrude remove. We're going to extrude remove from the bottom of our case, the bottom enclosure, and bottom magnets space or cavity, whatever you want to call it, really, just so you know what it is. And if we turn this on, it looks like nothing's happened to our case. Now, in order to check and make sure you've successfully extrude removed a little cavity, we can do edit appearance, and we can change our alpha channel to see through our design a little bit. Now, the space and the dimensions that I've given you should be enough for our little 6x2 neodymium magnets to fit in there. And what's going to happen is when we go to 3D print, we're going to pause the printer and insert some magnets in there, and then you'll be good to go. Really fun way to snap some stuff together, play around with cases that need to adapt to different things, or again, just make some stuff that like snaps to your wall or your fridge, that sort of thing. So we're halfway done. We need to actually edit our cap now. Now, we're going to create another plane, just like we did before. I'm actually going to turn off plane 1 so we don't see it anymore. We're going to create a plane, and instead of the plane being an offset plane, we're going to tell it needs to be a plane that's a plane point. So I'm going to choose the top here, and then I'm going to choose our midpoint here. So we have a plane that's like halfway through our top. Once we do this, we are going to use project again on a new sketch. The sketch is going to be on the plane we just made, and let's turn off the cap, and let's turn off the enclosure, but let's turn on those circles that we made before in our magnet sketch. Now, if we go ahead and just project these circles, they're going to be where we want them, and they're going to be the size we want them, right? They're going to match up. It's perfect. I'm going to rename this sketch to top cap magnets. I'm going to hit check, and I'm going to go ahead and do an extrude, but this time it's going to be a remove, and instead of a blind, it's going to be symmetric. Now, if I remember correctly from a moment ago, and it's yelling at us, right? We want to make the extrude remove. The merge scope is going to be our cap, and the depth is not going to be 25. It's again going to be 2.75. If we did this correctly, we can hit the check, and if we turn our cap back on, we have, again, what looks like a normal rectangular prism, but it's not. If we turn off our bottom magnet sketch here, and we go ahead and two-finger click on enclosure cap, we can not assign material, but edit appearance, change our alpha channel, and you can see that you have some voids in there for our magnets. If we match up the polarities right, you really only need 2 magnets, like one in each corner here. When you go ahead and put these 2 parts together, they will snap together, and I'll try to have a quick video for you on what that looks like in just a moment. Maybe I'll just put it over top of me talking right now. Let me know if you have any problems or issues. Email me, come to office hours. This is definitely one of my faves, and it's great if you, in the future, want to make your own magnets not really even a functional case. You just want to embed magnets into something so it latches onto anything that's ferrous. Have a great day. Catch you later. Peace out.